Okay, welcome back. In my last few screencasts, I showed how you could sort data in a spreadsheet. And as you can see here, I've sorted this by amount offered. This is my factor approval sample spreadsheet that you can download from the link below. I showed you how to sort the data, which is pretty straightforward. I showed you how to freeze rows. You can see that row number 1 here is frozen, so I can scroll up and down as I wish. And finally, I introduced the sum function so that we could learn how to add up big ranges of values. And here we'll see that we use the sum function equals sum, and then that was the first cell and the last cell, and that basically indicated that we wanted to sum up all of the cells that were contained in that range. And that gave us a total of over $13 million, which in this case is the total amount of money that was offered by Factor in 2012, the calendar year 2012. Okay, so we've got that down. Let's take it further. What if we wanted to use this sum function? Okay, but what if we wanted to use this on a different sheet? And you might be going, what? Let me show you. Down here, I just clicked on that green button. By the way, you can add as many new sheets to your spreadsheet as you want. You could have new sheets. Think of these as like new sheets of paper, okay? New pieces of paper that you're opening up. And sometimes it's nice to have multiple spreadsheets so that you keep your information organized. I'm going to go ahead and rename this totals. How about that? Basically, these are going to be my totals. I'd like to put all the totals right here, okay? And what I'd like to do is get that number right here. I'm just going to say total right there. And I'd like to put that number right here. Okay, that should be pretty easy, right? Yeah, sure. So I'll just copy that. Okay, I just did a command or a command C, and then I'm just going to go here and I'm going to paste that. And whoa, this totally didn't work. Okay, and by now you probably aren't terribly surprised about this, right? Because I can't just cut and paste entire functions and formulas willy-nilly across spreadsheets. What's happened here is I get this hashtag ref exclamation mark. So basically it's just telling me, whoa, we got problems here. That's fine. That's no problem. Let's retype this. Okay, let's just try retyping it. Do you guys remember what it was over here? Whoops, sorry about that. Let's take a look. It was, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's close that. Let's go back here. It was sum, okay, and it was the range D2 all the way to D1644. So why don't we try that? Okay, sure, we can do that. We'll accept that. Let's go back to totals, and let's just start this over from scratch. We're going to type this out, equals sum, and what was it? It was D2 and D, and if you think I'm making a mistake, you're right. There we go, we get 0. Why is that? Okay, hopefully this is obvious to you why this is wrong, why I'm getting a 0 here. If it's not, don't worry, I'll explain it. Whenever you put a function on a sheet, okay, on a spreadsheet here, whenever you write a formula or a function, whenever you add these, you put these addresses, like the D2 and D, those cell addresses refer to cells on this specific sheet. So what it's doing right now is it's adding up all the data here between D2 all the way down to D1644, okay? And that's clearly not what we want. We want it to reference the data on this sheet. Okay, so how do we tell it, hey, go to that other sheet? You just need to add something right here. You need to add the name of the sheet. And how do you know what the name of the sheet is? It's written down right here. And this has to be accurate, perfectly accurate. Okay, letter for letter, it has to be perfectly accurate. So in this case, I'm just going to add in factor 2012, and then you add a period. And what that does is that it tells LibreOffice or whatever spreadsheet program you're using, it says, hey, I'm going to give you a range of cells to add up, but I'm going to tell you have to go to a different sheet to find these cells. It's in the same file, right? We haven't changed files. We've just gone to a different sheet or a different page in this file. So let's go ahead and click accept, and that's more like it, isn't it? This is that number right there that we wanted. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, I mentioned that this has to be perfectly accurate. Okay, this name, like if I spelt this wrong, okay, and if I like spelt it with an E, it's not going to work, okay? LibreOffice isn't that smart. It can't correct for spelling. You need to get exactly the right spelling in here. Factor 2012. Oh, look at that. I did factor 2013. See? I made a mistake. Let's try it again. Factor 2012. Okay, there we go. That's how you know it's working. What if this was actually called factor 2012 with a space in it? Huh? All right, this is still working, but see what's happened here? LibreOffice was smart. It recognized that you changed the name and it added quotation marks around there. So if you have spaces within the name of your sheet, you must have quotation marks around your sheet name. If you don't, okay, I'll just change this back to factor 2012, then it's fine. You don't need the quotation marks. And I find it easier to just type things out that way. So there we go. By the way, there's a different way of doing this. We could have just gone sum, and then we could have just gone to the actual page or spreadsheet that we wanted to reference, and we could have just gone like this and selected the range and then just close. See how it just right up here, it's highlighted and it's actually writing the formula for you. And then I'll just do close my bracket, hit enter, and then it just automatically wrote it for me. You can do it that way too. I just like typing it out. It's just to make, and I'm sure that you realize that when you're first learning these functions, it's nice to actually type them all out so you really understand what's happening. The only thing about typing them out though is that you do have to be very careful. So attention to detail counts here. Okay, that's how you use the sum function across sheets. We're going to be seeing this over and over again. We're going to be using lots of functions and formulas across different sheets. It's a really handy thing to do. So bear that in mind. That's the syntax for indicating you want LibreOffice to go to a different sheet in your file. Okay, I hope that that's helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.